Part 3, Chapter 25. They walked along the road that led out of the city, between people who waved from their houses and occasionally offered gifts. Ben found himself somewhere near the end of the line of travelers, Issachar and Gavi behind him. And then Ivram was there, smiling at Ben, lines spreading from his eyes and fans that reached down his dark cheeks, his grizzled hair glowing in the morning light. Ben stared at the beautiful silver wood staff that Ivram always kept with him. It shone slightly, though it was harder to tell in the bright morning sun. "I thought we could walk together for a time," Ivram said, "to talk." Ben nodded, intimidated despite himself. The elder was so tall, his body bent slightly at the shoulders as he leaned his head to talk to Ben. His silver head matched the gorgeous staff, and the deep lines around his eyes told Ben that he was older than Ben had first thought. "Of course, sir," Ben said. "We call our elders uncle and aunt here," Ivram said. "Even for someone like you?" Ben asked. "Yes, for we are all sisters and brothers. To lord over someone is to break the bond between the shaper and the shaped. Our regent should be the lowest among us." It didn't seem that things were working out that way. Ben thought of Jabari and his quick anger at Issachar, of Lailit and her frustration at being defied by a child. "Of course, we are still human," Ivram said, as though he were reading Ben's mind. "We often need reminders. It's why we have each other. But do you have questions for me? This must be strange for you." It came to Ben in a rush, what Ivram was offering. Ben didn't like to ask Jabari too many questions, afraid to show his ignorance. Ivram was offering to be an information source, and Ben's shyness fled. Issachar pushed forward and stepped onto Ben's other side. "I have so many questions," she said. "Can I walk with you and talk as well?" "Of course," Ivram said. "We have room for another, although you may find yourself walking in the trees at the narrower points in the path. Ask away." They were silent for a moment, and Ben wondered if he would get the courage to ask about his strange inner music, the drums, and the way he could read the intentions of people. Issachar spoke first. "Jabari told us about the different gifts. So far we know about healing and protecting." "Justice, too," Ben interjected. "What are the other gifts?" Issachar went on. "Good question," Ivram said. "I don't know that even we know all the possibilities of gifts and magic. We could be surprised." He looked up at the sky, squinting at one of the Othra who wheeled high overhead. He went on in his rich, deep voice. "There are some gifts we train and honor. Justice, or discerning as you mentioned, that's a rare and very welcome one. It's great if there is a dispute over property lines and if a person can just sense where the line is supposed to be." He smiled. "Then protection, that's pulling down the walls and fighting all the other ways the poison reaches us. You saw that at work. Was it a little shocking to you?" "That's an understatement," Issachar said, popping her eyes at Ben. Ivram chuckled under his breath. "I have wondered how it would look to a person from a worker village. Let's see. Healing, that's healing from poison, but from heartbreak and sickness as well. Jabari said Iba might have a gift for healing, and you too, Issachar. Then there's gathering, growing the food we eat, and bringing it in for the people, and let's see. Building. The building gift can be for anything, from large things like homes to small things like the cups we use. It is the gift to speak to the things we make, so they perform what we need them to. Then there is the rarest gift, the life gift." He breathed a deep sigh, smiling. "People with the life gift can speak to animals and the land, and sometimes even learn how to break the normal rules of the earth and make nature follow their will, bringing the land itself back to health when it has been poisoned." They stared at him. "Jabari has the life gift as well as the protector gift," Ivram went on. He is a very gifted young man, perhaps the most gifted that we have had among us in many years. Ben remembered Jabari with the Othra, the way they would speak to him without using words. Up ahead, Jabari turned and looked smugly at them, wiggling his eyebrows. Even the dullest of ears can hear a compliment to itself, Ivram called. Tell me, Jabari, what gifting traits did you see in Issachar in your travels? Jabari frowned, then turned forward and kept walking. She did magic, he called back to them, but I didn't see strong traits of any one gift in her, he said. Issachar bristled. Ivram smiled at her, putting a hand on her shoulder. She may have the traits of all the gifts, he said, and that's the rarest of all. The goddesses forbid the use of magic, Ben said, almost to himself. That's because using gift magic draws on love and connection to the rest of the creation. Mugunta wants to keep us dependent on slow and useless sacrifices, on our own work. So the goddesses come flying out of the great waste to forbid the gifts, saying it is unholy. Fighting the work and lies of the demon magic is one of the biggest charges of Nenyi, the great shaper. Who is he? Nenyi is first and last. She always was and always will be. She is neither male nor female, person nor animal, star nor sea. She is father and mother. Her love goes on forever, like a great ocean, but larger. Ivram paused and smiled at them, the lines around his eyes very deep. She is. Ben stared at the ground ahead of him as the words lit a fire within him, but Issachar sighed. You've just called Ninyi she. How can I understand if I don't know what he or she is? Ivram nodded. We always want to make the shaper smaller, to make him look like us, to imagine he makes the mistakes we do. Nenyi is neither and both. She is higher, greater, encompasses all, and is none. She is not something we have made. We have to learn to be comfortable with the mystery of the uncreated one. We cannot contain the life-giver. He went on. I was an advisor to the queen before she was taken from us. Things were very different then. Imagine knowing that everything is connected to everything else, that all goes back in a long line to the uncreated one himself, that all will continue as it should. This was how it was before our queen was kidnapped. She was our strongest link to the shaper. She was the conduit. How could she be kidnapped if she was so strong? Issachar asked. Ivram was silent, and Ben looked at him in time to see a shadow cross his face. We don't know, he said, but I believe our queen was betrayed. The deepest poison is betrayal, and our beloved queen was human, so betrayal would make her very weak. None of us can be as strong as we should be if others are using poison against us. They walked in silence for a while, and Ben thought about the queen, wondering the ultimate question. Who was she to them? Was she their grandmother? The singing mother their own mother had told them about? Ivram spoke again. We are the saddest of people, he said, and that is why we sing the sad songs and mourn. The poison breaks the world away from what it should be, but we are also the most joyful because we know how it can be, how it was once. Restoration, Ben murmured. Yes, he said, exactly. But if I'm not mistaken, you have a question for me, young one. He looked at Ben. Ben smiled. Does your gift include mind reading? He asked. Only when the thoughts of the person are practically leaping out of their eyes, the elder said. Ben smiled again, then his smile faded. How could he ask, especially with Issachar walking beside him? He had never before put the things he wanted to say into words. But it was past time to know, to understand. All my life, he began, darting a look at Issachar, who watched him, puzzled. I have heard music, felt drums, seen colors somewhere inside myself. Drums of doom, I call them to myself. Strange, horrible music sometimes. And then sometimes beautiful sounds and light and colors. His shoulders slumped. It sounded crazy, crazier than he had thought when he said it out loud. But he trudged on, committed now. Maybe they would believe him insane, but there was nothing he could do about it. Lately, I have noticed that with the music, I can see into the thoughts of people. At home, in the village, the songs were almost always songs of doom. But since we have been journeying, the music lets me know when something will be okay, or what I should think or do. When Issika broke down the walls, I didn't sense anything wrong. There was no music telling me it was wrong. I heard beautiful sounds, so I knew I needed to stand with her. Or when, he spoke in a rush, determined to get it all out before anyone interrupted him. The men came in the night to take us. I woke because of the drums that warned me. He dared a glance at them. Issika was staring at him, and he quickly looked at the ground and went on. I'm beginning to understand a little, but all my life it has made me feel insane, like I might die. I had to hide all the time to keep from going crazy. He waited for Ivram to speak. Issika spoke first. You really have all of that going on inside you, all the time? He nodded, miserably, his shoulders hunched. It does sound like a lot, Beniyim, Ivram said. His deep voice had a warm, comforting tone to it, and Ben looked at his face. He didn't look horrified, only puzzled. Young one, I have heard of this only once before, and I need to confer with the Othra before I can give you an answer. But in the simplest terms, you seem to have a gift for justice, which lets you discern the truth from falseness or right from wrong in a way that others have to guess at. I have this gift, and this is why I am an advisor. But the last time I have heard of it displaying itself this way, with your own body as the instrument for your discerning, is hundreds of years ago, in a time which is long past. Can you just tell me if I'm crazy? Ben asked, feeling desperate. Ivram smiled, and the creases around his eyes were very deep, his eyes very kind. You are certainly not crazy. Chosen, maybe, but not crazy. I can help you control this, young one. It was comforting. Ben's shoulders relaxed. As he walked, he felt the light heart that came from a secret spoken aloud. He didn't need to hide any more.